You're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth 96.3 FM, and I'm joined in the studio by two special guests. It's Kate and Chris from Brave Conference, which is part of the work of Plymouth Christian Centre. Ladies, it's great to have you in the studio.
It's good to be here.
Yeah.
It's great to have you here. Chris, it might be your first time being interviewed, maybe, or...
No, I've been interviewed before.
Yes.
For the Unity Festival.
Yes, of course. But a little while ago.
Quite a while
Whereas
ago
Kate,
now, yes.
You've been in every year. You're basically part of the furniture.
I am part of the furniture now, yes.
Absolutely. But we're here to talk about something which we do talk about every year, and I'm pleased to say we do, because you've been running it now for 7 years, Kate, which is really exciting. It is Brave Conference.
It is Brave Conference.
Some of our listeners know what that is through those interviews, but for those who don't, just give us an overview. What is Brave Conference?
Yeah. So Brave Conference is a day where women come together from all different walks of life, mainly Christians, but actually, as you know, Dave, my heart is always for the unchurched. So we have women coming and we worship, we have incredible teaching. It's just a real community and just an amazing day. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And as you've said off air, it's your 7th year.
It's our 7th year.
And it's kind of developed, I imagine, change. You've had COVID in that time, so you've had to adapt to lots of different situations. So Chris, from your perspective, how long have you been involved in that 7-year tenure, and what does Brave Conference mean to you?
Well, I've kind of always supported Brave. I've always been a supporter for Kate anyway. And so I've been coming for most of those years. And as you say, the COVID years did some, interruptions there. But for the last 3 years, I've been able to get involved as part of the team.
I couldn't do it without her. She's amazing.
That's so good.
Because Kate, bless her, she was, there was a wonderful, beautiful team of our young women, but some of them were young mums, some of them were working.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for them to put much more time into, because it's a big conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes a lot of organisation. So
which is not my gifting, can I say?
She's done really, really well, because you mostly, it's sort of was from ideas, and then actually delivering that on a big scale was quite difficult.
Yeah.
So when I became involved, I just started to put systems in place and help to organise things.
So good.
Which is really taking off now, isn't it?
So the team has kind of slowly but surely expanded over the time, and people being involved, as you've described there, helping with the admin of it and all those bits and pieces. Because as you say, it is a pretty sizable conference. How many people do you get year to year roughly? What's the kind of size?
So we get around about 350.
Okay.
So
which is big. It must be one of the bigger ones in the southwest.
And I was reflecting on this morning, and I was like, it being our 7th year, and I can just remember. And one of the things, the reason I called it Brave was I can remember just the Lord laying it on my heart to just do this the conference, and I was just so nervous about doing it. Have I really heard from God? Have I not heard from God? And I knew that I needed to step out and do it. And Dave, you know my story a little bit of just with voices from being younger and just living in so much fear.
Yeah.
And so when I was reflecting today and thinking 7 years, I remember just thinking, Lord, I know that I need to just step out and I need to do this. So to see there was just a few of us gathering together, and then just to see that grow over the years,
that's awesome.
It's just been, just a testimony of the goodness of God, really. So I feel very grateful.
So Brave was as much for you sort of needing to be brave and stepping out to actually run the conference as much as anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. It really was. Yeah.
So good. So we're going to stop for some music, pick up the conversation with Chris and Kate after this. Talk what's the shape of the day? What does it look like? What can people expect? And all those kind of details. We'll talk more after this. You're listening to Cross Rhythms Plymouth 96.3 FM, and I'm talking with Kate and Chris from Brave Conference, from Plymouth Christian Centre, who host Brave Conference year on year. So Kate, what does a Brave Conference look like? What's the kind of shape of the day? What can people expect from a Brave Conference?
Well, it starts at 10, finishes at 5, but you're going to come, you're going to feel welcomed, you're going to feel encouraged, you're going to feel part of the community and the family. We've got incredible speakers this year. I'm very, very excited to share that we have got Rebecca Couper from Bethel Church. So she is going to be flying in to be with us. And as well as Donna Howells, who is a phenomenal speaker from Newport in Wales. So, yeah, it's just a day where you're just going to be super encouraged.
Yeah. So that's one of the kind of things that's always been really cool about Brave Conferences, your ability to bring in speakers from all around the world, people that, sometimes we've talked about this before, I think, is sometimes in the Southwest we sort of get forgotten about. And if you want to see, speakers from overseas, then you have to travel to Bristol or London or whatever. Yeah. So to bring those people down to Plymouth is great. So in terms of, Chris, like on the day itself, what's the sort of things that happen? Is it like long times of worship, talks? I'm just thinking for people who maybe are listening to this and thinking, it sounds really interesting, but I've never been to anything like that. Like, how do you describe it to people?
So I would say that, as Kate says, you get a great welcome. Yeah. And everybody's made to feel welcome. You can have a cup of coffee, find a seat. If you have any special needs, then we will accommodate that. Yeah. And then we start off with worship. And the opening is, great worship team and great worship leaders. And then Kate will then announce what we do, what's happening, and just have a brief resume of the day. And then we have sessions for our conference speakers. Amazing. Which is absolutely amazing. And then there's several breaks during the session. So. Great. So really sounds good. So, I mean, we've talked about it before, Kate, but it's obviously a Christian conference, so aimed at Christians in some sense, but you're open to anyone. If you're up for exploring faith, finding faith, then it's a good place for you for that as well, isn't it?
It's an amazing, and again, that like I'm a foster carer, and we had a young girl move in to our home about 18 months ago, came to Brave last year, and was so unchurched, did not want to know anything about, but I was like, hey, will you just come and be on the welcome and just be like welcome the ladies? So she had a little bit of like one of the boards and she was welcome. And then at the lunchtime she came and she was like, could I maybe go and buy a Bible? And in that moment I'm trying to be really cool, like, oh yeah, of course. But inside so excited. Love that. And she was just so encouraged, and the Lord just really started to do a work on her heart, and she has now given her life to Jesus. She was baptized, and so those are the exciting things that I love about what we do. It's great that we host this day, and we have mature Christians coming, but I love the fact that we have people that come that are unchurched. And I know I say this every time, but it's hearing testimonies of that which just make me so excited. Yeah. And so and in fact she's actually going to be hosting some of the conference with me this year. That's so good. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that's a really cool testimony. It's a great testimony in itself of like where the conference has taken that lady. So I mean, I love the fact that you've described it here today and at other times like a real sense of community. It's a real community of women from across different churches in Plymouth and further afield who come down. And as you say, I mean, the reason I ask that every year is because I don't know who you are listening to this interview at the moment. You might be someone who has been in church for a long time and thinking that's for you. But to know that for those of you listening who have never been in church before, if you're listening to this and thinking that sounds cool, it sounds like something I want to check out, then that's totally for them as well. Yeah. I just love the fact that it can be for anyone wherever they're at in their journey of faith. Yeah. So it gets us to the kind of nitty gritty and the important bits of like how people actually sign up. What do you need people to do, and when is it, and all those kinds of things, which we haven't asked because we've been kind of vague to this point. So when is it? Where is it? Let's start there. So it's November 8th, and obviously at PCC, and you can book by going onto the website, which is www.plymouthchristiancentre.gov. I think it is. I should know this. .org, sorry. No, that's all right. Yeah. I'm looking at it now. So you can book online and you go to our social media, and it's £25 for a ticket. That includes your lunch. That includes you get a gift for the day. We've also got a student discount of like £10. But also, if you are struggling financially, always get in contact because we'd never want money to be a barrier from anyone to come. So yeah.
That's always been something that you've said every year, I think, which is really cool, because sometimes, you know, we talked about it off air in relation to something else. Money's tight for people at the moment. Yes. So if you're listening to this, just do take note of that. You know, if money's an issue, get in contact with the team. Yeah. They can make a place for you. And that website, again, is plymouthchristiancentre.org. Click on the events. I'm looking at it now, and, you know, you put some information about yourself. As you said, Chris, you know, make known if you've got any disabilities, all that kind of stuff. Super accessible for you, whatever you are, dietary requirements, all of that stuff. So you'll be catered for wherever you're at. So so it is the 8th of November, 10 until 5. Is there a final thing, I suppose? Is there like a theme for this year? I know you've had themes in different years and stuff. What's the theme, and how did that come about?
The theme is it's time. And from Ecclesiastes, for such a time as this. And I'm really excited about just the theme this year. Again, I was, as I said, I was reflecting earlier, but even thinking about, you know, I knew that I wanted to do like this conference. I felt the Lord, but I was just going to put in excuses of like, oh, maybe I'm not eloquent enough. Maybe I'm not, you know, I'm not the typical person that would do a women's conference. But I just knew that the Lord had really spoken to me. And I just remember, again, this morning as I was reflecting, like it was time to just stop listening to the voices and just listen to what God says and just being guided by him. So, there's just so many times, I think, where... just as Christians, we need to listen to God's timing and trust his timing.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in. It's been great to speak to you both, and wish you all the best. And do check out Brave Conference 2025 on the 8th of November at Plymouth Christian Centre.